page 84 and line 85. What were some of our tracks so far? We were visualizing in the beginning of this story, weren't we? What were some of the words that helped us visualize? Megan?
Yes,
They were dozing. Something else.
Now picture an animal from a different ecosystem.
So you were imagining a different animal in that same ecosystem. And what do we know when a different animal from a different ecosystem enters that ecosystem?
Something goes wrong.
Something might go wrong, won't it? Absolutely. So let's continue reading on page 85. We're going to read together. Put your finger on the word sometimes so I know you're with me. You ready? Here we go. Sometimes people do not know the harm a species can cause. They decide to bring it somewhere new. After all, a plant or animal in its natural ecosystem does not hurt the place where it lives. The trouble starts when a species moves into an ecosystem where it does not belong. Okay, boys, read.
To find out.
What are they talking about when they're talking about an invasive species? Taylor?
Species that doesn't actually live there.
Yes. It reminds me of have you ever heard of the game Space Invaders?
Yeah.
Like somebody's coming in that doesn't belong there, right? Yeah. Yes, they're invading their space. What are the 4 animals that you think we're going to look at more closely? Zebra mussels. What else? And the zebra mussels were released. The animals soon spread to other places. I'd like you to track your thinking. After reading pages 86 and 87, what are you thinking?
I know.
Maybe you have a question mark? You have a question? A plus? You already knew this? Did you learn something new at a minus? Is there something that was wowing you in this part of this section? Are there any words you need to clarify? That's a C. What'd you write?
I did. Can they live on land and water? Because on water, and then if you flip back, it kind of looks like they're on land.
Great question. I wonder if these zebra mussels can live both on land and water. Where did they say they found these zebra mussels?
I did not know that zebra mussels came from black and the...
Fantastic. All right, we're on page 86. We ready? I'm going to read and I want you to chime in, okay? The Everglades ecosystems include both land and
water.
Hundreds of different kinds of plants and animals. Manatees live in
Fresh water.
flamingos live in more farmland. Could you picture somebody saying that? What are they not thinking about?
The animals.
The animals. And what else? Their habitat. How it disrupts the whole Earth or ecosystem. Yeah. Let's keep on reading. In 19... You put in a positive.
In Florida.
Can you read your sentence and share your positive?
In 1905, the governor started a project to drain the Everglades in Florida.
I'm not sure that that's in a positive. You know why? Because in Florida would have to take the place of a word. Could in Florida take the place of any of those words? No. You could put in a positive and describe what the Everglades are. How would you describe the Everglades? What did you tell me the Everglades were? Yes. So you could put the positive saying, drain the Everglades, comma, a marshy land. right? Is the Everglades a marshy land? That would be in a positive. Good job. All right, let's turn the page. So we know that it...
Amazing birds that
Stop for just a second. What does it mean that they valued the amazing birds that fished in its waters? Is there something that you value? What do you value? You value your dog. You think your dog is important, right? They thought that these amazing birds were important. Chapter 2, a long battle. What do you think they're going to battle? Predict what you think is going to be the battle.
Yeah, the
They should
land.
make it farms or homes, or should they keep it the Everglades?
So do you think, we know a problem's occurred, right? Damage has been done. They drained that water, so sounds like it's going to be a battle. Let's see if we build. Did you hear that? Presley's clarifying the word isolated. Is that what it was? And what did isolated mean? Did we come up with some sort of definition? There wasn't a direct, but we used some context clues.
It would be cut off.
Like, so it meant kind of separated from, right? What did you write down? Okay, so we found out where they were. They're 600 miles away from South America.
Yeah, that's what I had that same track.
Great, thanks for sharing. Right. So you're going to read quietly. I'd like you to read through to page, let's get to page 89. Okay? And you're going to track your thinking every 2 pages.
One is eating, one is riding on his
Clarify the what kind of connotation is thriving? Definitely is positive. Good. Keep on going.
especially this because they are so far away from any other part of the world. Many unusual plants and animals live on the islands and in the waters that surround them. In fact, many of the island's species can be found anywhere else in the world.
In fact,
Many of the island's species can't be found anywhere else in the world as they require the climate and the environment that only these islands provide.
makes a big difference, right? What is this author saying here?
Like, if you were to look somewhere else for islands that live, for the animals that live on the islands, you wouldn't find them because they need this special climate.
Ecosystems found in the ocean are called marine ecosystems. Just like land ecosystems, different parts of the ocean have very different plants and animals. Different ecosystems are
insects, so they had weaker beaks. This meant that the birds had different kinds of beaks because of different food sources on each island. Darwin believed that the finches had adapted to their environments.
Think about another animal. Have you been researching, what's your ecosystem that you're researching?
The Everglades.
Can you think of an adaptation that an animal that you've researched in the Everglades has?
Maybe a crocodile.
What's its adaptation?
It's actually an alligator.
So, hold on. Can you paraphrase for me what's happening in this? Paraphrase that paragraph. What did he notice? The man exploring the Galapagos Islands noticed that each island was, it was very different from each other. And if we look back, remember these islands were actually pretty close to each other, weren't they? Would you expect them to be so different from each other?
Which
That surprises me.
Tribute with the natural world of living things.
What word might you want to clarify?
Trig.
Have you ever heard of that before? Let's see if we can read it differently.
Try?
Intrigued.
Oh,
Intrigued. Have you heard of that word before?
I've heard of it, but I do not know what it means.
I do.
Write that down. Clarify that word. Maybe you can use context clues and see if you can determine the meaning of that word. Page numbers. All right, let's share some of our tracks.
I have one. I didn't.
What page?
Page 87.
87.
Plus, because I already knew that ecosystems in the ocean are called marine ecosystems. And I have a question because I'm not totally sure which finch cracks the seeds. So my question is, which finch cracks the seeds the best?
How do questions end? What kind of punctuation?
I mean, question mark.
Question mark. Thank you. Olivia, you just got done? What kind of word?
It is
What part of speech? It's a noun. What kind of noun?
Proper.
What do we do with proper nouns?
capitalized.
Thank you.
On page 89, I put an exclamation mark because depending on what island the finches live on, they have either bigger or weaker beaks depending on their food
That is
source.
pretty incredible.
I thought that because they're the same kind of bird, but they have different adaptations.
Yes. Great observation. I thought that was incredible too. Fantastic. Great job, you guys. Tomorrow we're going to start chapter 2, disturbing the habitats.
So if you switch.
Let's go to page 86. You ready? We're going to read 2 by 2. You gentlemen are going to read first, okay? Each paragraph. Go for it.
After the dam was built, the river rose. The valleys flooded and became lakes. The lakes bottom.
Good self-correcting.
Only the hilltops stayed above while other animals
Stop for just a second. Clarifying the word ramble. Using context clues, could you determine the meaning of that word?
Animals could like walk around, like not be like endangered. They could just walk around.
Let's check our prediction of that word. Where are we going to look?
Oh,
All right, let's find out.
To wander about. The crows ramble across the field. So kind of what it was. Just walk around. Carefree.
Yeah. Could you think of a synonym for ramble?
Carefree.
Wander. I think you're describing how they were walking. Wander would be a synonym for ramble. Good. Keep on going, you guys. So what was happening here?
So like the land, it got flooded, and they couldn't. The animals couldn't live. Some drowned. And
What caused the land to flood?
like you to rise up.
Yeah, what caused it?
After the dam was built, the river rose up.
Oh, cause and effect.
Caused it to rise up because it
The dam
blocked
caused.
the water from
Don't forget to write the page numbers. I like the way you started with a K, but remember to use a lowercase there. I like the way that you capitalize that. Why did you capitalize it?
Because it's a name.